YouTube, this is your boy Armaret bringing you another comic book review. This time I'm reviewing Injustice: Gods Among Us, issue number 3. So those of you not familiar with the series, this is the backstory to the video game that shares the same name that's due out on April 16th. At first I was hesitant about the comic book series around a video game, but I have to say this is a phenomenal series. It's only 3 issues deep at this point, so you can pick up the first 3 issues and won't really have missed too much. But the series is fantastic. Go pick it up. So we'll dive into issue number 3. So, if you remember at the end of issue number 2, Superman essentially went forth and told the world that if you were going to oppress people or use violence, that he was going to stop you in any manner, shape, or form. And the U.S. government took that as a form of a threat in this issue, saying that we have to find a way to save ourselves against him. And what they come up with, which is kind of stupid, is to go and kidnap his parents and hide him somewhere. That way they could use Superman as a puppet and say, hey, as long as you do what we say and you don't attack us, your parents will be okay. And as you can imagine, that doesn't really sit well with him. And at the exact same time, once Wonder Woman finds this out, she goes and grabs the Justice League and pretty much tells them, hey, you know, Superman has been nothing but a huge support for all mankind. You know, he saved the earth countless number of times, and this is how he's repaid. He's repaid by these people taking his parents and hiding them. It's time for us to help Superman, just like he has helped us, and let's go find his parents and take his side. So the Justice League goes out in their attempt to find Superman's parents, and the Flash is able to find them, and they're hidden underground underneath like this frosted type water. So he brings his parents back, and then they kind of flip over to Wonder Woman now taking up the cause of Superman and attacking these tanks and attacking these people. And then that's when Ares kind of jumps in. So Ares, you know, the god of war, steps in, because you remember that the Amazons believe in the Greek gods. That's why she prays to Athena, and therefore Ares, the god of war, is also in her culture. And pretty much says, you know, why are you doing this? Because Ares is concerned that if Wonder Woman jumps in bed with Superman, both physically and figuratively, that there'd be nobody to stop him, and it would off-center the planet as it is. And if you remember, he's the god of war. He derives his power from wars. If Superman stops all violence from ever occurring, you know, he loses his power. He loses his stranglehold. And he says, you know, Wonder Woman, you know, you can never take the place of Lois Lane. Superman's not ever going to love you like he loved Lois Lane. You need to stop this. You need to come to your senses and realize that, you know, doing what Superman is asking you to do is not the best course of action. Then Superman, you know, comes from the heavens, stomps Ares into the ground, and Wonder Woman takes her sword and just impales him. Awesome, awesome visuals. The graphics into that piece was absolutely beautiful. A ton of detail was put into Ares. It was a great twist that I didn't see coming. I mean, I saw Wonder Woman supporting Superman because you do know in the new Series 52s that, you know, she is his new love interest. But I think they did a great way of showing that in the new Injustice comics, and then her turning her back on her Greek gods in order to side with Superman instead, I thought was a nice twist, and it makes me intrigued how the rest of the series is going to play out now that pretty much Superman has the Justice League in his back pocket and has Wonder Woman in his back pocket, and he can pretty much control the earth going on. I gave this comic issue a 3 out of 5, and I know you may be thinking that that seems a bit low considering how much I've talked about the benefits of it, but I think this issue in particular was a bit slow. I think that they kind of needed it in order to show the love that Wonder Woman has for Superman that is out in the other comics. But because, if you remember, in issue 1 he was married to Lois Lane and she was pregnant with this kid, they had to find a way to kind of justify Wonder Woman's love in the new issues 52s with this. So I think that's what this was geared to do. It was geared to bring all the superheroes on Superman's side and to establish that love interest connection between the two of them going forward, almost as if she's going to be his primary bodyguard going forward. That's kind of how I see it coming. So to that instance, it was slow and did kind of bring into the fold issues and stories that if you were a fan of DC Comics, you'd already known. But for those who maybe didn't know, didn't read comics on a regular basis, this is a good way to introduce it. As always, the visuals are absolutely stunning in this series, which is another positive. But it's a good comic. It's an average comic, but as like I said, as you piece together issue 1, issue 2, issue 3, it makes the series as a whole fantastic, even if this issue was a bit slow. But let me know in the comments below what you thought about this issue and about this series. And as always, have a good day.